Looking for these?
Hold on.
It's fitting that 007 First Light has been shrouded in secrecy since it was first announced. At Gamescom last month, our special agent, Ellie Gould, got to see a strictly for your eyes only presentation of the game and sat down with IO Interactive's very own M, Hakon Brack, to uncover more about one of the most anticipated games of 2026. First Light will act as an origin story, putting us in the chinos of a younger, headstrong James Bond at the start of his career. So why did they choose a youthful, inexperienced version of Bond over the hardened agent we're used to seeing in the films?
It was interesting for us to explore a take on how things started for James Bond, right? So it's been interesting for us to have a young man with his wits and charm, and maybe still not naive, that would be the wrong word to say, but maybe still some aspirational ideas about the world, and then being faced with this dark, gritty world of espionage, right? And that maybe part of that journey where it makes him, who he is, right? Like who he will become. So I think that was an interesting thing for us to explore, like creatively. Like we've been so lucky that we've been with our partners and trusted to do not just gamification of a movie. It's not about making Pierce Brosnan look as good as well with the pixels technically, but actually creating this young man from scratch and with an original story. And we just wanted to take that opportunity and go all the way with creating something for the gamers that they could call their own. It's also fitting that it's a young Bond that is becoming, and for the gamers to share that journey with him, where they also feel they are maybe also becoming or getting into the franchise as gamers.
IO is trying to strike a difficult balance of satisfying older fans of the books and movies while appealing to a newer audience, perhaps less familiar with Bond's gaming legacy.
I certainly hope a few people will be surprised, and if we can surprise some of the audience with this take we're going for, I think that will be a good thing. You will experience the suaveness and the wits and the charm, and there are so many power moments, there are so many Bond fantasies in there. As you progress in the story, it won't just be about this young man just getting by, right? Like it's his journey where you're getting deeper and deeper into the fantasy of being a Bond. So I hope people will be like, oh wow, that's a very different take, but I hope that they also leave the game when they're done with the whole journey like this was a proper Bond experience.
IO is best known for its Hitman games, ostensibly a series about stealth, disguises and espionage, much like a gripping James Bond adventure. But while this prior experience made them an ideal choice to develop a Bond game, First Light isn't simply a Hitman game wearing a 007 disguise.
IO is known for creating these worlds and cities and globetrotting. All right, that's definitely been one of the pillars to get to travel around the world and get behind the scenes, in the VIP spaces where mere models like you and me maybe don't get to go to all the time, to experience all these things. It's part of our strength, the social space, and not only shooting and fighting, but also maybe outwitting people, right? Like using clues and things to overcome the obstacles. I think that's where IO can deliver something more than just the set pieces and whatnot, right? So we're really been able to stand on the shoulders of ourselves with and upping that and delivering that in a Bond game. But then there were other areas where we knew we really need to up our technical prowess. We have our own engine, and what you see in there is a completely new revamped animation system, new aiming combat systems, music systems, and everything that's playful, because we also wanted that cinematic experience. We want to create this game that is breathing. So sometimes the chest opens up, the level opens up, and you're like, okay, so how do I get to the second floor? And there are several different ways of doing that. But sometimes we want to, as developers, have a curated experience that is, action set pieces and more intimate, or like we want to control that, and then you get into these, second by second design detailed things, and then later open up again. So that's what I mean with this is a game that is breathing, and I think for us that's been important to have a structure like that to be able to deliver what we hope is going to be a complete 360 Bond experience.
Don't mind me, ladies.
First Light marks the first time in IO's history that they've taken a pre-existing IP, a fact that's not lost on Abrak, as he told us about the care and attention IO is putting into the game.
Understanding the very core and nucleus of the IP has been very, very important for us. This is the first time that IO Interactive, in our 25 plus years of existence, it's the first time we're working on another IP than our own original created IP. So the care and meticulousness that we put into our worlds when we create them, we want to do that and more because we want to respect, the legacy of this fantastic IP that's been, going from strength to strength over all these years, right? So you want to treat that with respect. You want to involve yourself in understanding the finer details of the IP, and you want to do it justice, right? So it's extremely important to get the humor, getting the humor right is very important. Humor in our prior games in Hitman have been extremely important. We call it our dark humor, Danish dark Scandinavian humor. It's very important because we made a game about an assassin, right? Pretty morbid actually, but then it gets, a bit more digestible when it's humor and whatnot, right? So, but the humor here is obviously different, and Bond is a hero. I mean, it's actually quite aspirational world, and it's like an elevated realism we are creating here, and he's a proper hero, and he still has to be interesting. He still has to be provocative. He still has to have this drawing energy, that draws people towards him. So getting that both in the story, the visuals, the music, but also into mechanics and gameplay to do that has been extremely important to us.
You were warned.
From what we've glimpsed so far, 007 First Light will feature a much more visceral combat system than the recent Hitman games. We asked Abrak if he could tell us any more about the combat and gameplay in First Light.
We put a hell of a lot, sorry for saying that like that, effort into the combat system. We wanted to be wild, unfiltered, have a lot of emotion into it as well, and super fluid, right? So, we have free-form combat, fisticuff, and then he goes seamlessly into shooting and back there and throws something and jumps over there. So we want to be much more ambitious than just doing a copper shooter. And I think the systems that the team put together, and I'm amazed myself and really, really proud of them. And I think really encapsulated that dynamicism in Bond as we know it in the movies and the combat.
And finally, we asked what Abrak is most excited for fans to experience when they play 007 First Light next year.
I really hope that we will leave a lasting impression. I really hope that this will leave an impact, it will be impactful for people. I really hope that people playing this will laugh and maybe almost shed a tear and feel that they've been on a roller coaster of emotions, and it's something they won't forget right away. That's my greatest wish.
For more on 007 First Light and the biggest upcoming games, subscribe to PC Gamer.